For years now, the NFL Pro Bowl has kind of fallen from grace for hardcore NFL fans because, well, frankly, anyone that was participating in the actual Pro Bowl game, it was just a joke. No one would try. They changed this flag football thing that was even worse. Like, it was just so boring to watch. But even aside from that, people just wouldn't take it seriously based on some decisions of some players being picked to be considered Pro Bowls, which in NFL terms is basically the NFL All-Stars. Like for the NBA, when they have the All-Star game and the NBA All-Stars, that's what it is for the NFL. And like I alluded to earlier, the Pro Bowl has really been kind of being referenced as a joke as the years have gone on, and especially after the news that we got today. Because it was announced today that Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders is officially a Pro Bowl replacement. Here you go, you can see it right here. Shedeur will be replacing Drake May, since Drake May is going to be going to the Super Bowl. So Shedeur is replacing him in the Pro Bowl. Shedeur Sanders is officially a Pro Bowl quarterback. Now, before I even get into the possible reasoning as to why this is happening, let's just take a look at his stats here. He threw for 1,400 yards, he threw 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions with a total QBR of 18.9, which, unless I'm mistaken, would be an NFL worst for a starting quarterback. Now, for potentially why this is happening or why this was even a consideration in the first place, Ari Mirov, a reporter, who helped in reporting this news, says right here, the AFC's Pro Bowl QBs were Drake May, Josh Allen, and Justin Herbert. May's going to the Super Bowl. The other two are banged up. We'll see if they stay. Now, from what I can find online, yes, Josh Allen is dealing with an injury of some sort, but I haven't seen anything about Justin Herbert. I mean, obviously there was some news about an injury before his last game of the season, in the playoffs, but I haven't seen any updates after that. So from what I understand, Justin Herbert isn't really all that injured. But anyways, I digress because he goes through a couple of other quarterbacks. Bo Nix, yes, he got hurt. Patrick Mahomes obviously got hurt, the ACL. Daniel Jones got hurt. So you may see all those names listed and think to yourself, oh, okay, well, I guess that makes some sense. I mean, look at all those quarterbacks that are hurt and potentially just not being able to participate. But then you take a second to think about it, and then you think, wait a minute, there are other quarterbacks in the AFC. Like, I don't know, Trevor Lawrence, a literal MVP finalist. A guy whose stats dwarf anything Shedeur did this season or had any chance of doing this season. There is simply no logical reason or explanation as to why Shedeur was picked over Trevor Lawrence as a replacement for the Pro Bowl unless, and this is the only thing, if Trevor just didn't want to do it. That could literally be the only reason that the NFL went to Trevor Lawrence and said, hey, we want you to be a replacement in the Pro Bowl. And he just said, nah, I don't want to do it. Unless it's that or some actual serious reason, there is no logical way that Shedeur should be considered a Pro Bowler before Trevor Lawrence, who was an MVP finalist this year. Or how about Joe Burrow? I mean, I know he missed games this season, but even with the games that he missed, he still has way better stats than Shedeur. Or how about Lamar Jackson? I mean, this was considered a down year for him, and he still put up decent numbers. Look, you get the point. I can go on and on. There are plenty of other quarterbacks that just makes more sense to replace Drake May than Shedeur Sanders. I just don't understand how he was the first one to come out of this as a potential replacement. And what it goes to show, at least in my opinion, is that the NFL Pro Bowl is just a giant joke at this point. It's such a meaningless accomplishment at this point. And here's my thing about all of it. I mean, the fact that everyone knows that every single one of these Pro Bowl games that no one even tries anyways. It's one of the most boring things you could ever possibly watch. You could watch paint dry and have more fun than watching the Pro Bowl game. The players that get selected don't care, and it's just a big bore for everybody. Honestly, what the NFL should do instead is add an all-pro third team for the NFL players to be recognized as some of the best players in the league instead of doing these Pro Bowls because they're obviously meaningless at this point. And again, just to reiterate, I am not hating on Shedeur Sanders. I want this dude to succeed. I hope he does. Whatever goes on with Cleveland and whatever coach they get and all that kind of stuff, I genuinely hope that Shedeur finds success and proves that he shouldn't have been drafted as low as he was. But anyone with two eyes that watched Shedeur play this year, anyone that knows anything about football, even just a smidge, knows that he does not deserve to be named a Pro Bowl replacement by any stretch of the imagination. There are plenty of other quarterbacks in the AFC that deserve that over him. It's just one big joke, but I mean, listen, that's all I have to say about it. Please let me know in the comments what you think about Shedeur being a Pro Bowler and just the entire Pro Bowl process altogether. And until next time, peace.